Welcome back. Another lunch with Lori. It is Thursday. We are winding down. Yes. One more day for until the weekend. Woo woo. So, I went to the grocery store on the way home from work today and just picked up some seltzer water. I got raspberry lime and I believe berry something or other. So I put some just plain soda water in some grape juice with ice. And it's like a fruity grape soda, only natural. So a couple days ago I took out some chicken broth out of the freezer. And I was thinking, wow, I'll have to cook some carrots or something and throw it in. Because I almost bought a rotisserie chicken. But I was like, wait a minute, I defrosted that broth. And I'm pretty sure, yes, there was chicken in it. So yes, there was. And I was smart enough to add onions and carrots before I froze it. I also seasoned it with probably cumin, I did add salt and pepper just now, and a half a packet of the chicken season that comes in the ramen noodles, because my granddaughter doesn't like the seasoning, so it's pretty good. This soup smells and reminds me of this soup my grandmother used to make. No, when I make my soup, I leave the skin in. No, I used to, in my early 20s, it was all the thing to take the skin off of chicken. But guess what? You need that. You need the collagen. So, I'm back to eating the skin. I have been for many years, but yeah. So this could have cooked a little longer because the carrots are crispy, but because they were fresh, not frozen. But that's probably better for me. So, for a couple days this week, my maintenance required light had been flashing for a couple times when I turned my car on. And you would think if you need oil, the oil light would come on, but not in a Toyota Camry. So I suspected I just needed to check my oil. And, I think this was the third day the maintenance required light was flashing. I did check my oil and discovered, yes, I need oil. So I'm like, well, I'll gas up my car and get some oil at the gas station on the way to work. Went to the register, found my oil, $16 for a quart of oil at the gas station. I know I can get a gallon of that for $16, probably at Walmart. Or maybe now, like 20, but on a sale day. So I grimaced, and he was like, yep, and it's gonna get worse. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, I usually never buy things like that at the gas station. But there was nothing really on my dipstick, so I figured I had no choice. But that's not the end of the story. But wait, there's more. So, he rings me up, gives me a paper funnel. I go out, open my hood, place the oil smack dab on a spot on the engine that was hot. It melted the oil. It melted the plastic on the container of oil and got 2 holes on the bottom. So when I smelled it, I picked it up and oil comes pouring out, squirting out. So I flipped it upside down, and luckily I had gotten the cap off. It was not easy because my son had done a change. Last time he put it on really tight. So I put my funnel in, take the oil, and let the oil come out of the holes to fill up my oil. So I did that, but then realized there was oil all over my engine. And I had to clean off some of it, but there's puddle, there's a so there's a puddle down into the engine, and I figured I would do some degreasing and clean it later when it cools today. I consulted my son and he said, "Don't get any water in the intake." I said, "What's the intake?" I'm gonna have to Google that. So, update on my desk next week. But this time is different. This time I believe it because it actually said shipped. And before it had stopped, you know, the little blue tracker you can track. It has shipped at carrier or something, or at distribution, en route. You know, it finally got to the point where it actually really was shipped. They probably lost it and couldn't find it because it was damaged. The box was damaged. So I imagine they just didn't, you know, maybe they put cargo that's slightly damaged somewhere. Uh-oh. So I did get a discount, so it's worth waiting for. Yeah. So my son's, that is now, so my son's cat that's 17 had a vet appointment, but I canceled it because it's just a checkup. And he's fine. He's no different than he was. The only different thing is the only different thing is he developed a little tiny tumor where they gave his rabies shot. Now, I had a cat live to 21, and just about every spot where they put the rabies shot in, he'd have a tiny little bump. So, also, 2 years ago, they gave him an anal probe for no reason. So I don't want to subject him to that. That's not necessary. It's very invasive. I'm sure he didn't like it, but he tolerated it. Plus, I'm saving $150 plus. So I was only gonna stick 20 on my brother's card. My brother's birthday card, and my son, who is loves to criticize, says, "Oh, can't buy my." I was like, "Oh, I'll stick here. Sign Uncle Philip's card. I'm gonna stick. I'm gonna stick $20 in and say dinner's on me." So my son, says, "Oh, you can't buy dinner for $20. Sure you can. I know you can. Taco Bell, even KFC. McDonald's, Burger King, whatever other restaurants they have in Florida. But now that I'm saving $150 plus, I'll add a little more to my brother's card. Not eating that. Oh, this is very flavorful. Yeah. So chicken broth is full of collagen. I know soup isn't really popular in the summer, but I'm trying to save money and eat up my leftovers. And this is taking up room in my freezer. Because it's from a real chicken, little bones and cartilage, and not sure what that is. It's it is clearing up my cough issue too. I think I put turmeric in it. I think that's what's doing it. So I bet all the parents who have children going back to school will be buying will be buying school supplies and sneakers and clothes. Big shopping weekend probably. I know some schools go back next week. I always liked going back after Labor Day. I'll probably have some of this for dinner too. I got Italian bread. I was gonna put butter on it and just dip it in. But I forgot. I'll do that for dinner. Well, pretty soon when my car cools off, I'm gonna go clean off my engine so it does not ignite. Good idea? Bonus. Black raspberry ice cream for dessert. Mmm. This is broken. I don't know why it won't slide both ways. It's stuck. So it used to be so I could put it on my ankle as an anklet. But now I can't open it right. I don't know macrame, so I don't know how to fix it. Black raspberry. This needs some chocolatey sauce. Maybe I should go make some out of Nestle's cocoa another time. One childhood memory I have is every Sunday we'd go for a Sunday drive and we would get ice cream at Friendly's. Now, many times I had just plain vanilla, but I liked chocolate and was allowed to eat chocolate because I was good at eating ice cream cones. I'd get the drips fast. But we used to go to Bubbling Brook also. Many times I got chocolate. Then I got into butter crunch many times, and many times I had peppermint stick. But then my foster father introduced me to the black raspberry, so I'd have that a few times. Then I moved, and my other foster father always had coffee ice cream, and the kids liked chocolate chip. So that was a switch up. And instead of going out to ice cream, we'd buy it, because I was one of 8 kids there. But I also like mint chocolate chip, butter pecan, maple walnut. When my son was little, we got a lot of, like, I want to say Reese's peanut butter cup ice cream, or like the swirled peanut butter and chocolate. When my son was little. And then they came out with cookie dough. My granddaughter likes cotton candy ice cream. And vanilla. She's a vanilla a vanilla girl. Once in a while I'll buy chocolate chip. And my son, when he was little and we'd go out to ice cream, he'd get bubblegum ice cream. And he'd save all the bubblegum till the end. He'd spit it out. So now it's even hard to find peppermint stick ice cream. It's seasonal, usually at Christmas time. Yeah, and there's been times when we did the Ben and Jerry's, Moose Tracks, and what else? Wavy Gravy. But oh yeah, when I when I lived with my son's father, we were into cherry vanilla or black cherry ice cream. That was his favorite. Ice cream is more popular, I believe, on the East Coast. But I've gotten my granddaughter into eating Italian ice because it has real juice. And it's better for her because her diet isn't the best. She'll have lemon or blue raspberry, and that's her favorite. I like the cherry, but I like the lemon too. And I'll eat watermelon. I don't think she eats the watermelon. What other kinds are there? Name your favorite way to eat ice cream. Waffle cone, sugar cone, cup, cone in a cup, sundae, sprinkles, what? Mmm. All right. Excuse me.